we're going to go ahead and get started. Thanks everyone for being here. We really appreciate it. We're super excited about launching the Verified Responder Program here in Spokane, the city of Spokane and Spokane Valley. So we've got a few people to talk with you about what's going to be happening, and then we're going to get to releasing the AEDs to a great group of people who are here to receive them. So without further ado, here's Fire Chief Collins from Spokane Valley Fire Department.
Thank you, Melanie. Well, thank everybody for coming out today. It's certainly not the best of days to be out, unless you have to be, so we appreciate everybody showing up this morning. Today's an exciting day here in Spokane County. Today we get to discuss the next step in our partnership with the Pulse Point Foundation, a partnership that continues our work to improve the odds of surviving a sudden cardiac arrest here in Spokane County. First, just a brief bit about Pulse Point. The Pulse Point Foundation is a nonprofit based in the San Francisco Bay Area. The innovative app was first launched to the public in April of 2010 with the CPR AED notification capability introduced in a version that launched January of 2011. So using location-aware mobile devices, phones primarily, the Pulse Point Foundation builds applications that work with local public safety agencies to improve communications with citizens, empowering the citizens to help reduce millions of annual deaths from sudden cardiac arrest. Today, the application is deployed in more than 2,600 cities across 35 states and is activated on more than 26,000 cardiac arrests with over 1 million downloads and users. Deployment of the Pulse Point app significantly strengthens the chain of survival by improving bystander response to cardiac arrest victims, thus increasing the chance that life-saving steps will be taken prior to the arrival of emergency medical services, all the folks that you see here today. The app is a free download and available on both Google Play and iTunes. So on Valentine's Day here in 2014, the Fire and Emergency Services agencies in Spokane County, in conjunction with Spokane County EMS, launched Pulse Point Responder. Over the past 3+ years, over 22,000 people in Spokane County have downloaded the free app. That equates to thousands and thousands of citizens, first responders capable of responding and performing life-saving skills to the citizens of Spokane County that might suffer from a sudden cardiac arrest while in a public setting. There have been many activations over the last 3+ years. In fact, during the first 8 months of 2017, there have been 72 activations just within the response jurisdictions of the city of Spokane and Spokane Valley Fire Department areas. Today, we're embarking on an advancement in our partnership with the Pulse Point Foundation, a partnership that brings exciting new opportunities to our county and demonstrates the remarkable commitment from the employees of both the Spokane Valley Fire Department and the City of Spokane Fire Department. Here to explain the new partnership and how it works is Bryan Schaeffer, the Fire Chief of the City of Spokane.
Well, again, thanks everybody for coming out today. I just have a couple bullet points, but I would like to mention one thing that I picked up that that Bryan mentioned was the discussion about innovation. And I think there's a significant difference between innovation and breakthroughs. Innovation is essentially doing the same thing, just modifying how you do it to do it better. A breakthrough is really changing the business line. In this situation, thanks to our people, we're changing the way that responders respond to help people completely. They're not going to be on shift. They may be driving to the store. They may be at home responding to assist their neighbor. Completely a breakthrough using technology and thinking about things differently. Spokane County is actually the third of 4 pilots with the Pulse Point Foundation where they're rolling out the Verified Responder Program, and the pilot ends in December of 2018. This is completely an employee-driven initiative. Thankfully, almost 100% to our bargaining groups, both Local 29, Local 876, and Local 3701, the chief officers in the Valley Fire Department. That takes a lot of trust to be able to enable our employees and get everybody on the same page and assemble a group of people like we are. It takes a lot of trust in both the community, the employees, and the leadership of the departments, and that is what came here. You cannot find this in many communities across the United States. What we have here is very valuable. The people that we have here are supremely professional and definitely capable, and it says a lot about the Spokane community to be able to pull this off. So the automated external defibrillators on my left were donated through a grant through Phillips. They are costing the taxpayers in Spokane zero, and they're going to be placed in professional responders' hands, those aforementioned locals, the IAFF locals that are going to have those in their vehicles, in their homes, and be able to respond. The data from this program is going to be analyzed by the King County Emergency Medical Services, or King County Medic One. Very evidence data-driven organization that has really enabled us in Spokane County, through the leadership of Dr. Nania, to increase our cardiac arrest survival rate throughout the community. In total, there's 100 AEDs, 100 professional firefighters from both organizations are going to be carrying the devices, and they'll be carrying around or enabling an app on their phone, on their personal phone, that allows them to get notified if they're close to a cardiac arrest. Like I said before, and what Chief Collins alluded to, when we first started this out, we were notified of public, or we used PulsePoint to notify people in public agencies only, so public areas. And the layer that we used was through FedEx. It was the same data layer and identified locations based on them being public access. Now we're opening that up through the Verified Responder Program to professionals to respond to anywhere in the community. So it may be a house, maybe outside in a park, a golf location, could be in an apartment building. It is really, again, based completely on the professionals and the public trust aspect. We have been connected since many of our employees live throughout the community. Regardless of jurisdiction, everybody's on the same page here in Spokane County. So many of our employees may live in Spokane Fire District 4. They could get a PulsePoint activation in Deer Park and actually respond with those responders in Fire District 4 to take care of their neighbor or somebody driving by. So again, this is a pilot. Our intent, if it's successful, is to roll it out throughout the United States. I think that fits in the vision of the PulsePoint organization and the PulsePoint Foundation, is if this works and we can make a good decision based on good data, we could see this really blossom throughout the community and throughout the United States. So with that, I'll pass it. Dr. Nania?
Yes, thank you, Chief Schaeffer and Chief Collins. I'm so very proud of our EMS community today, both their leadership and their providers that has allowed this to happen. We're actually in the 7th year of a real committed campaign to improve survival from cardiac arrest, the most common specific pathway to death in America, in our own community. And we've achieved some great leaps forward, but this perhaps will be the greatest leap yet. For the first time last year, we exceeded a 50% survivalship of those patients who we should have a chance of saving if we do everything right. And from high-performance CPR to pit crew resuscitation to rapid defibrillation, this has been embraced by our EMS community, and under the leadership of our fire chiefs has been a very successful mission so far. However, the demographics in Spokane, we have a lot of people living a distance away from where there are fire stations and where there are AEDs. And as much as they get out of their houses like that, getting there in time to achieve success is not always possible in Spokane. And then one of the answers was brought to Spokane first by Chief Bryan Collins of our Valley Fire Department and supported by Chief Schaeffer, this wonderful app where we can direct people who volunteer, who know CPR, and can coordinate, hopefully, their discovery of an AED locally to try to shock their fellow citizen, family member, or neighbor back to life. And it's a miracle. But this program, thus far, for obvious reasons, was limited to only response to public areas. In other words, to go in a private home wasn't a first thought for reasons I think we can understand. And then King County. And we're very proud of our EMS system here, but we're humble enough to look at the experts and learn from them. And the leadership of Seattle Fire and King County regarding cardiac resuscitation is a role of world leadership. So we sent people back to study them, to meet them, to talk with them, and somehow they came up with this idea, which is a quantum leap, that why not expand the program using verified first responders, EMS trained people who know how to use the devices and know how to use high performance CPR, allow them to go to the home and perhaps save a life. And why that is so very, very important is that something like 74% of our cardiac arrests occur in the home. So if you're just going to public areas, you can't access those. But we think we can get there quicker and save precious minutes, and every minute matters regarding survival. I'm grateful for the Phillips Company to sponsor this wonderful project. I'm grateful for our providers who have supported participation in this project. I have no doubt that if we gather here again next year on this date, we'll have people there from work, if they can get off, from their family, if they let them, who are alive because of this project. And it will be miracles that will happen that wouldn't have happened without it. So it's a great day for us in EMS. I want to introduce Local 29 President Randy Marler. Their support and our other firefighters unions for this project has been amazing. Thank you.
Okay. Just want to say your Spokane firefighters were proud to be participating in this employee-driven initiative aimed at saving lives. As professional firefighters, we know that every second counts. Nationally, there's about 350,000 cardiac arrests that occur each year, and 90% of those are fatal. We do a little bit better here in Spokane, but as the doctor said, we feel like we can do even better with this new program. So we want to drastically decrease that percentage and increase survival rates here in Spokane in the county. As first responders, we believe in making a difference in saving lives, both on and off duty. So it's more than a job for us. It's who we are. It's really that simple. So we're here to help our neighbors, our fellow community members, our city. So on behalf of Local 29, I want to thank Phillips for generously providing the AEDs to our participating firefighters. Thank King County Emergency Medical Services for assisting with the program evaluation, and of course all of my members who volunteered to work for this program, because together we're all making a difference. I'll hand it off to Local 876 now.
My name is Ken. I'm with Local 876, which represents Spokane Valley firefighters. One of the things about being a professional firefighter is that you're driven by compassion for the people that you're able to serve, and this is a program that's going to allow us to take work home with us and actually be able to continue that beyond when we're on duty. So this program allows us to respond and decrease that time gap when a sudden cardiac arrest might happen, and seconds count, mere seconds count. For every minute that goes by where CPR could have benefited somebody, their chance of surviving, if it's not administered, goes down 10%. And with us being able to now gain access to homes instead of where it remained public with the regular pulse point application, this allows us to break down those time gaps and significantly help the people that we serve. The professional firefighters of 876 and Local 29, we're members of the community, and we value where we live and where we get to work and the people we get to work for. And that's the citizens that will most benefit from this program. So on behalf of 876, Chief Bryan Collins, who probably won't talk about it much publicly, but Chief Collins is proud of this program because it's a brainchild of his from the previous department where he worked before he joined us at Spokane Valley Fire Department. Our EMS brothers and Phillips, we're very appreciative of the verified responder program. So thank you very much.
Well, and I believe now we're going to begin the distribution of these life-saving devices.